What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here with, the biggest. We got Mickey Guyton in the building.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am so good.
I feel like we had a lot to catch up on.
Beautiful face right now.
You came in. I said the hair is herring today. It looks beautiful.
I got the little curtain bangs. What I was going for.
Now, I first saw you and met you at Essence Festival.
Yes,
that
2021, I think.
Was that 2021?
It might have been 2022.
So you know what?
2022.
That is the day that I signed my contract for this show, Way Up with Angela Yee, was the day that I met you.
Wow.
And you were at Essence Festival, and I knew your name, and I knew you were like a big deal, but also, you went and performed there, and you were so amazing. And then I interviewed you.
Yes.
Right after that, live for Hulu. So good to see you in person and have a real sit-down interview.
I am so glad, and going to perform at Essence Fest that time, and I performed this year, and seeing so many more black country artists at the event has just been really, really cool to see.
And let's discuss that too, because country music is something that you've always wanted to do, but we know that traditionally country music hasn't always been the most welcoming when it comes to black women, when it comes to black people in general, even though there have been black country artists from the beginning. So for you getting started, how was that?
Initially it was really, really great. I got my record deal right out of the gate, and things were going really well. I got to do so many amazing things. And I'll never forget when I got signed, the president of the label that I was signed to, Capitol, told me, he goes, "I'm telling you, Mickey, it's really hard in country music for women, and it's going to be even harder for you. But just know that we're in it, and we're here to try to make it as amazing as possible."
That feels good.
But then the real work came in, and he was not lying. It was and still is extremely hard for black women as well as women in country music.
And then the real work started. And just think about, for you going out there like that. Right now, you see a lot of people who are like, oh, I'm doing country music. I'm doing a country album. Obviously, and I know everybody's Beyoncé, because that was such a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's also, I feel kind of like, okay, but I've also,
I'm
as
here.
much as you're appreciative of the fact that she did that and brought more attention to it. And she did pay homage to you as well.
Yes, she did.
For opening the door. It's also kind of like, this has been happening.
Yes, it has been happening. And I am really, really grateful because I can only do so much with my little platform that I have. But Beyoncé she is a world-renowned superstar. She is literally the biggest star in the world. And for her to pursue country music, it then encouraged her fans to start being like, well, now, wait a minute.
Let's go back. Let's hear some of this. Let's support some of these.
Let's support some of these.
You are a four-time Grammy-nominated artist. Let's not forget that. You also performed at the DNC.
I did.
How was that experience?
It was a dream come true. As we know, and as your listeners know, there's been so much turmoil in this country. It's made us question so many things. But being at the DNC, there was just so much love and light and joy in that room. There were so many different nationalities all together, intermingled together. And it just felt like the America that I know that I'm so proud of, that I think we're all so proud of, that for a minute there we were like, no, wait a minute. Is it for everybody?
I still feel like that sometimes.
We do still feel like that.
Happens.
Every single day. It's like every single day we're triggered.
On my side of the country.
Yes. On every side of the country is what it should be called. But there's so many. It was just such a beautiful moment to be there and support Kamala.
I can't even imagine the kind of things that you might have experienced, though, just going through what you've gone through and being a trailblazer for what it is that you do. And so there was a period of time, though, when you weren't necessarily pursuing country.
I went to LA to pursue, acting and to go to school. And so I wasn't pursuing country music like that because I literally didn't see anybody in that genre that looked like me. Like, there was no Charlie Pride, there was no Darius Rucker, there was literally no one. So I loved the genre. I just never thought that I would ever be accepted into this genre. And one day I was working with a woman named Jessica Bendinger who wrote Bring It On and Stick It. And so I was doing some demos for her, and she was like, Mickey, do you sing country music? Because you really sound like a country singer. And I said, I love country music. I just never thought that anybody would ever take me seriously. And that kind of put the bug in my ear to be like, okay, I'm going to start pursuing this. And it's like country music really chose me. Like, the stars were aligned, and I found the right opportunities and met a manager and was able to get signed to a major record deal in Nashville.
Because I remember there was a time when Adrian said you were actually
Yes, I was in 3LW. Yes, girl. We were called Little Women back in the day.
Little Women.
Yeah,
that. A trademark problem.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was because of that movie, right? That we loved so much. But,
how long was that for?
It was literally for like a summer. It was, my parents asked too many questions. My dad is a businessman and wanted to see what these contracts were like. And he was like,
Yeah.
You need to come over here and go home. Yeah.
Because a lot of people did, and people act like it's a rite of passage.
Yes.
To that, like you have to, in
go
your
through
first
the bad
deal,
contracts,
but you don't have to.
You don't have to. And it's hard when you see something that you're a part of go and become successful.
Oh, right, because then they did blow up, and you were
imagine
like,
I'm still in high
school,
and I had to see that. But, I've talked to Adrian, and we encourage each other all the time. And it's just crazy. Like, we were so young and babies, and we got to just connect in such a beautiful way like that. Like, we have something together that nobody else has. Like, we were babies together.
I never thought about that you had to go on and see them do well for a period of time.
Yeah,
and
that's
be
really
like,
humbling.
Were you mad at your dad? Like, why did you not?
I'm not a confrontational person, so I internalize a lot of things and I held it in. I guess maybe I was, but like in the scheme of things now, the way that life has worked out, I'm really happy the way that it did.
You know what? Yeah, obviously, looking back, it was the right decision for sure. Sometimes those sacrifices, you can't see
them right away
ahead of that, especially when you're young and like wanting something.
Yes. And there was like you didn't have like social media to like keep it up with things. So you're just like imagining how amazing they were doing.
You know what's done well for you too? Being yourself and telling your story too.
Yeah.
And so even I know you have the album coming out on Friday.
Yes. September 27th.
Scary Love.
Yes.
You talk about your son and experiencing something that could have been
horrible.
Yes. So can you talk about that? Because I can't even envision what that must feel like.
So back in 2021, when my son was 9 months old, he got really, really sick and then had sepsis. And we found ourselves in the ICU, and I was literally watching my son's life slip away from him. It was one of the most terrifying things I've ever experienced. And I remember when we were in the ER, I choked out the words. I said, "Is he going to die?" And the nurse says to me, she goes, I'm not going to lie to you right now. I am very concerned. He is the sickest person in the ER right now. Wow. And this was during the height of COVID. And I just remember falling to my knees and just praying to God, like, help my baby. Like, just please, I'll do anything, just help my baby. And after going through something like that, I now understand why our moms were so crazy over us. Like, when we were growing up, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with my mom? Like, why is she?
Like, chill out, Mom.
Yes, you know what I mean? And so then I just understood it so much more. And, like, when I get in the car, when I go anywhere, like, I'm just praying, like, Lord, just get me safe, get me home safely so I can be there for my son. Like, just make sure that he's okay. Like, I'm just constantly praying. I pray more than I ever did.
Mickey, I got to ask, from hearing that story, were you a bad kid? Because you said your mom...
Well, I mean, I wasn't.
Were you like a little rebel?
Listen,
I know as a kid, a lot of times we took chances and did things. And
I mean, I took chances.
Out the house
but I was really sheltered. Like, I grew up in a very Southern Baptist, like, that old Southern Bible Belt type.
The wildest kids,
I know. And my dad was a deacon and my mom was a deacon.
Oh, you weren't getting away with
nothing. Nothing.
So was it tough for them to have you enter into this music business?
Yeah, but it was crazy. Like, maybe I should have given them more credit because as protective as they were, they saw that this was a passion for me and a dream for me, and they allowed me to pursue that. And maybe in my mind, like, thinking about it now, like, I should have given them a little bit more credit and trusted them with a lot of the shit I went through in my life.
Kids never give their parents credit at the time that is happening.
We don't.
Because instead we feel like, like, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, they wouldn't ever understand.
Now, Black Like Me, that's another song that was huge for you, but also I think eye-opening for a lot of people.
Yes.
So I would love for you to discuss the process of you doing that song.
Yes. So I wrote Black Like Me in 2018. This song, I was nominated for a Grammy for Best Country Performance. I was the first Black woman to be nominated for Best Country Performance.
Ooh, can you imagine? It's 2018.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I was nominated in 2020. And I wrote that song so there's a book called Black Like Me, written by a white man named John Howard Griffin, who through radiation darkened his skin to look like a Black man and go down to the Deep South during the Civil Rights era. And he really did, when that phrase, walk a mile in my shoes, he actually did do that. And he became a changed man because he saw the true walk of what it's like to be a Black man in America. And it's such a prolific book. So I wrote a song called Black Like Me about just my experience living in this country, being a country music singer. And it just changed a lot of people's hearts when they heard that song.
Yeah, because, we think about country music. We're like, ooh, we don't see none of us at the awards. And you've hosted the Country Music Awards. Let me ask you this. So do you feel like the first time, when you were nominated and all of this, did you feel accepted? And when you did Black Like Me, was there people like saying crazy things to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Being a trailblazer, as you know, in any respective industry, it comes with a price. And there was a lot of that. There was a lot of encouragement, but there was also a lot of, hate that came with that as well. I'm still recovering from that.
Yeah, I can't imagine because people say like nasty things
they do
to me online all the time. But in a genre that you're in, I feel like that's got to be
and with a Bible
magnified.
verse in their bio, an American flag, and they're saying, get your ghetto ass out of country music. Yeah. It was a lot of that. I mean, I've had them come after my son. It was a lot. Death threats, everything. It was
people
really,
have
really
no
hard.
idea what you've had to go through.
Women, Black women do understand.
We do, but I just, I know that this is such a hard business, and people will tell you, oh, you got to be prepared for it. Everybody knows that, like, when you come in, but you're never prepared.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't understand, like, the breakdowns that could happen.
Yeah.
But you are happily married.
I am happily married, girl.
Now, you had a long-distance relationship for a while.
For like 8 years.
8 years. Mm-hmm. But you were you traveling a lot?
I was traveling a lot.
Okay.
And, the distance makes their heart grow fonder.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes because you're so busy, it's not like you would have been at home even if you guys were in the same place.
Yeah.
So how did you guys maintain that and keep things?
Listen, there was a lot of hard times. There were more hard times than there were good times. Like, it was a lot. We had to start going to therapy. Mm-hmm. We really chose each other every single day. I mean, I'm not saying that everything was perfect, but once we got past like the bad shit and still chose each other, that's how I knew that this man was my person, because it's so easy to go through life with someone when things are good, but the real test is when things are bad. Can you find someone that you can go through heaven and hell with? And that was my person. And he supported me through all of my rise in country music. He was the one that told me when I was getting ready to quit and to give up. He said, there's so many Black women and Black people that need you in this genre. You can't just give up, because if you give up, you're giving up on them. And there's so many people that have these dreams. And he was that person for me.
It was not just about you.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah. He's like, what we not going to do is quit country music.
So when you did finally put out your first feature full album, how did you feel?
I had waited for years and years, almost a decade, to put my first album out.
Which is wild.
And it was terrifying, but I got nominated for Country Album of the Year, and I got 3 nominations from that album, Grammys, and Grammy nominations, let me clarify that. And it changed my life. Mm-hmm. And in that, I want to say this for your listeners, my mom always said, like, find your purpose within your purpose. And so when I was having my rise in country music, because of a song like Black Like Me, and because of what we were going through in our country, and because people in country music were trying to find ways to be more inclusive, I didn't take all those opportunities for myself. I wanted to make sure that listeners and my community, my country music community, knew that there were other Black country singers out there that are excellent at singing country music, like Brittany Spencer, like Raina Roberts, like Tanner Adele, like Madeline Edwards, like Tiara Kennedy, like, I didn't know Shabuzi at the time, but like Willie Jones, there were so many great artists. Rashad, if you don't know Rashad, he is so good. And I just want people to feel encouraged to still make sure that you stream and listen to all these artists.
Oh, no, absolutely. You've definitely shined a light on all of that. And even, and your songs, even though you're a country artist, I feel like you play around in different genres as well.
Absolutely.
Which is nice.
Absolutely. I'm a Black woman. I listen to all things. Come on.
Make it me.
Yes. Make it me. I listen to Brandy and Monica, as well as Dolly Parton and Whitney
Houston. I see you hanging out with Glorilla and Cardi B.
Yes. Those are my girls. Those are my girls. Like, they're just such, gentle, sweet people.
I like that, and they love you too.
That means a lot to know that.
And then it's this is your first headlining tour that you're in the middle of now too. I can't believe this is your first time headlining.
Yes, I can't believe it either.
And it's only been like a week since you started the tour, right? So tell me about how that's been going for you. And congratulations.
Thank you so much. So I start tour this week on Thursday, on the 26th. And I've been in rehearsals and working through everything, and it is going so well. My band, I'm ready to slap people in the face with just beautiful and giant sounds in my set. Like, I'm really, really excited to perform for everybody.
How do you prepare? Like, even before that, how do you know? Yeah.
You know, I got my vocal coach. I've got an excellent music director, Des, and we just look through all of my catalog and try to find the songs that are going to touch people. Because for me, I want people to feel the music. Like, it's not always about just like how well you can perform, but like the vocals and like the music. Music moves people, you know?
What's the first song?
I'm going to do Remember Her Name.
Okay.
And that song is, you know, I wrote that song thinking about Breonna Taylor because I saw all these posts saying, say her name. And so I wrote, you know, a song called Remember Her Name, and I was thinking about her when I wrote that song.
And you also, you know what other song is amazing? Woman.
Yeah, Woman. You know, women, we are, after giving birth, man, listen, like, we are miracle workers. That was one of the craziest experiences of my life. And I just wanted to celebrate women. Like, people, I love women. I celebrate women. I'm not one of those women that are just jealous, and if I see someone that is beautiful, I'm going to compliment them like you.
I know you came in here with all the compliments.
Like, that's just what I do, you know, because as a woman, we need that.
Room. Even when I met you, I could feel your whole spirit.
Yeah,
like, honestly,
that means a lot, because I beat myself up after our first meeting. So
why? Oh, okay,
yeah.
Oh, what a time that was.
Yeah.
How did you feel when they even asked you to come? Like you said, because they don't normally do country music at Essence Festival.
Listen,
and that was a couple of years ago.
I have been elated that so many Black publications are starting to take an interest in country music. Like, that's my whole goal, like, is for Black people to see a presence and to go out there and to support you, because it's so important.
It's a lot of great storytelling.
Yeah,
I feel like
it is.
in country music more than
it is. And in country music, they all have trap beats in their songs. So why can't we make a trap beat country music song? You know what I mean?
And then when Little Nas X did,
come on, it like changes like.
But people try to act like that wasn't a country song.
It was a country song.
But remember, there was like so much controversy over that. It was wild. How have other country music artists, when you first started, how were they accepting of you? How was it for you, like, getting to work with other country music artists?
You know, for the most part, the community is really, really great. The country music community has been very loving to me. And I've been very lucky to have that. I mean, there's underlying things that we obviously need to work on. There's some unintentional microaggressions that we have to work out. But for the most part, I can see that these people are really, at least now, are trying to do right and making this industry more inclusive. Like, it is one of the industries where they have, you know, diversity, equity, inclusion at the CMAs and the ACMs. Like, they really are trying to do things to make sure that people know that they're accepted in country music.
As they should, because it's you're bringing in some money to the genre and some attention to the genre and helping expand it.
Yeah, it's like someone said it's a country music renaissance. Like, everybody is wanting a taste of country music because it is America's music. Like, it's all of our music. It's not, you know, designated to one person when we all live in America and we all go through hard walks of life and we're just trying to make it. Like, why can't we write about that?
Now, what do you do to de-stress in the midst of all of this?
Girl,
I just got to know, because
I'm working on that. I take these, you know, natural anxiety supplements called Stress Shield that are really great.
Natural supplements?
It's a natural supplement because I've been really scared to take, like,
I feel you on that.
Like, anxiety meds, because they really scare me.
Because I try everything, and I always got to make sure, because Steph will be like, natural. I'm like, all right, what is?
This is called like Stress Shield. I do some CBD. I'm just, you know, trying to just calm myself down and, just appreciate what's in front of me. And I have a beautiful 3-year-old son that just brings me so much joy and happiness. So I just try to focus on my family, and that helps me de-stress.
Oh, yeah, because this is a great time for you.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure that you're present in it.
Yeah,
and also
I really do.
Celebrating yourself.
I do, because I do suffer from, what do they call it? Imposter syndrome. I have that so bad. I have it so bad where I don't think I'm deserving, or I don't think it's true, and it's something I definitely need to work on.
You know how you know you're deserving, though? Because this is not something that anyone else has ever achieved.
Yeah.
You've been the first in a lot of different respects.
Yeah.
And for anybody like, Beyonce, like you said, the biggest star in the world, she definitely said thank you to Mickey Guyton.
Which is still crazy to me.
Yeah, for breaking down the door.
That's still wild.
What was the effect after that?
Well, I mean, it was, I just saw so much love from
Right.
the country music community because, I've known these people for years,
Right.
literally like over a decade, and seeing their happiness over it. And Beyonce doesn't do anything small. Like, they were just big ass flowers that were just so amazing. It's just been, just having that acknowledgement has been just such a blessing.
Mm-hmm. No, because, and like you said, imposter syndrome is a real thing, but I feel like you've had to overcome so many more obstacles than the average person that that you have to above more deserve than anybody else. And I think for a lot of Black women, that's the space that we end up putting ourselves in, because we do end up having to work harder than everyone.
Still.
And people who can be mediocre or, not put in the work.
End up, run on through.
Yeah. And then here you are like, I can do this.
I'm like, hello, I'm here. Yeah, that's really hard. And I think that's why it's really important, that I want to talk to your listeners about being intentional with your consumerism and making sure that you really go out there and support Black art and make sure that this continues, this momentum of country music continues. Like, please go out there and stream all of these incredible artists. Show up to their shows, show up to CMA Fest, show up to these award shows, and make your presence known in every aspect of life where you work, whether you work in a corporation, whether you work at the news station, wherever it is, like, make your presence known so that we can have our opportunities and to set ourselves up for success.
And House on Fire is out September 27th.
Yes.
Now, we've heard some of the singles. Now, I got to ask you about the title, Deserve.
Yeah.
What is that song? Because I feel like we just talked about that.
Yeah. I've, again, that imposter syndrome, but, I've gone through a lot. And so often I feel like, especially as Black women, we feel so unlovable and get triggered to feel like we're unlovable, and to find someone that says that you're exactly what I want and I don't want anything else. Like, that's exactly what each and every single one of us deserves. I don't care who you are. And that's what that song is about.
Ooh, okay. Well, I am excited for all of this. I'm so happy that you were able to come up here.
I am so
Just
happy
for our
to see
audience,
you.
we've had some misses.
We've had some misses.
Yeah, not on purpose, but
The last time I was supposed to be here, like, we got here on time.
You did.
We were here,
Unfortunately,
Angela.
it was the wrong building.
We were not here. They were like, we're downstairs, and we were
did
not.
move, though, in all fairness. The building
was so
moved
bad.
a couple of years ago.
I felt so bad. Thank you for
But no,
not being
they were
mad
like,
at me.
she's going to be back, and you're going to swim back around. And did. So
Yes, I did. Of course. I was
you.
so looking for. I had a cute outfit and everything. I wore pink for you that day.
You had a cute outfit today.
I do. I'm in my fall spirit.
Well, congratulations on everything. Again, House on Fire this Friday, September 27th. The tour starts, is it in D.C.?
Yes.
On the 26th?
Yes.
So, y'all, make sure you get your tickets. You will be blown away.
Thank
I am
you.
so excited.
Thank
and
you
thank
so
you
much
for coming.
having me. Thank you.